Okay, now that we have signed into MyMathLab, I've clicked on the Assignments tab on the left, and we can see all of the assignments that are currently available on this list. Right now they're divided into two categories. The homework is this blue category, and down at the very bottom we have one quiz, which is this little yellow square. You've also got the due date listed to the left of these, this left column. These are all due on the 10th, which is Monday at midnight. And let's take a look at one of these. I already clicked the first one when I was trying to record this the first time. Let's go into section 2.4, 5.1, video and text. All right, the main thing I want you to look at is the Stanford videos. These are the ones that I made that cover the notes in your modules. We can click on one. And this is it. I've got it muted right now. And this is where I work through those notes. Okay. So as soon as I clicked on that, I got credit for it. It says I've done 25% of this assignment. At this point, I could click OK and back out and come back to it later, no problem. If I submit it late, I'll have a 10% penalty per day for each question completed after the due date, but this will always appear even though it's not past the due date yet. The due date is not for a couple days now. So you've got my two videos. You've also got a link to the Pearson videos. You've got these here. We don't necessarily cover all these materials, so these I would say access as needed. But you do need to click on everything. Every time you click on it, you get that little green check mark. And this very last one here with a little note symbol, this is the error. Okay. This is the online copy of the textbook, and I think I just need to sign back in a second to view that. So this is, you've got 100% on this assignment. Even though we didn't actually spend any time on it. In your gradebook, however, it does record how long you spend on these things. So when it comes to your participation credit, I'm just going to look to see if you've spent a decent amount of time on these per week. I don't want you to sit down and read through everything and watch everything if you don't need to, but you should spend 10, 20 minutes on these assignments at least. I mean, my videos are longer than that, and they really are what outlines everything you need to know. Okay. You can also review things past the due date from within the gradebook view. I'm going to go over to back to the homework and look through one of those. So I'll click on one of the homework assignments this time, not the video and text. And you see we've got all these questions here. I can click on one. All right, and some things I want to show you about this. We've got the question help, which we've got a few tools I want to look at. This will give you, help me solve it. We'll walk you through step by step. View an example will show you a completed problem already. And video, this will show you the Pearson video that corresponds to this problem. So even though I gave you the link before, this should take you to the video for this type of problem. You can also do Ask My Instructor, and we've got a very basic calculator here as well. Not a great one. See, there are no trig functions. Okay. Now, when you're entering an answer, you've got some tools down here that allow you to do things like I can raise this all to an exponent. Right? I can make a fraction. Things like that. I can do an ordered pair, but you could just instead of doing the ordered pair like this, you can also type these things by hand. Like I could just do open parentheses, some number, comma, some other number, close parentheses. That would also work. Right. So a lot of tools here. Root, we'll use these a lot. That's a square root of 2. But now let's check our answer. And it is not correct. I'm going to check it again. It's still not correct, shockingly. And a final check. So now, once I've checked it 3 times, it gives me the correct answer as well as my answer. Click OK. Now, one thing I get questions about, students will ask me, well, it says this is the answer. It says I put this answer. Why did it mark it wrong? Well, if you hover over that, or you click on that, it'll show you what you actually answered. So that it's going to show the correct answer, and you'll have to click on it to see your answer. All right, now this is a multiple part question. It says there's one part remaining, so I have to continue this. I'll check it. Not right. Let's see, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's 15 over 113. All right, I type in that fraction. Excellent, so I got that part correct. Oh, there's more? Well, tangent is opposite of adjacent, so 112 divided by 15. Good job. So now I can go to the next question, or I can close this out, whatever you like to do. If you click on this little drop-down menu at the top, you can see that we've got a check and an X for this problem, meaning we've got part of it correct and part of it wrong. From here, we can skip around to different questions, or if we close this out, you could also just use these arrows up at the top to go to the next question or the previous question. Although there's no previous question because this is the very first problem. We'll go to the next question. And it looks very similar. Find sine of this angle. Sine is opposite over adjacent, so it's U divided by V. Check answer. This is another multi-part question. We won't go through all that. What I will do is I'm going to go back to that first problem. Because I got this first part wrong. I can do similar question. And now it'll allow me to rework this problem. And this time I'll do it correctly. Next question. So now if we go up here, now question 1 has the full green check mark because we went back and reworked a similar problem. So you can continue reworking these problems as many times as you need to get a 100%. I strongly recommend that. Even once you've gotten a problem, you probably want to work a couple of these. If there's something you're not clear on, maybe look and see if there's another example later on in the homework. If not, just go back and rework that problem a few times. More practice is always better, particularly these early on where we're just learning these basic trig functions. This is a way to just drill yourself, is just keep on reworking the same problem. Okay. So hold on, I'll stay on this page. You can save it and exit out. You don't really have to. It should save it automatically every time you switch problems. This page, sometimes it refreshes. Like right now it's showing me what I've done. Sometimes this will not refresh, which is fine. Just either refresh the page on your own, or just go back to your assignments page and you can see it there. Other stuff. Now we started that assignment and we only did one problem, or we did 1.5 problems. So we have a very low percentage. So overall my grade is not going to look great because I haven't completed this assignment. Don't let that worry you. Once you've actually finished working that assignment, your grade will be fine. But if I go to my grade book, it's going to look pretty bad right now because I've only done 3 assignments, and although 2 of them were 100%, the other one I only have a 13%. So my grade looks very scary, but that's just because we haven't done many assignments, and this 13% is being weighted very heavily. Finally, from within the grade book, you can also click on Review. And this is great for if you've done your homework and you've got 100% and you want to practice more, come here to do it. That way, anything you do will not change your score. So like this first one that I've got a 100% on, if I go in here, I want to go continue and just review homework. Now I can do a similar question and nothing's gonna be counted off for it. There's a way to do this actually within the assignment itself, but this is the easiest way to make sure you're not accidentally deleting your score, is to go and do the review from within your gradebook. So now I can get it all kinds of wrong. Super wrong. And close out of it. And you see it didn't take off any points for that homework because we're in the gradebook just reviewing. There are all kinds of other things you can play around with here too. The multimedia library. You can look up information for a particular section, like we're doing chapter 2, section 2.1. You can come here and see not only the video in the textbook I linked to, but you can see any podcast or test prep videos. Now these are all from Pearson and they don't necessarily perfectly align with our course because we kind of, I just pick parts of this text that I want you to know, but some things like animations may be very useful for you, if there are any here. There are no media, okay. Maybe PowerPoint, interactive figures. So there's a PowerPoint for this section. Maybe that would be something useful for you. But these are all provided by the publisher, not something you're going to need most likely, but if you're just bored, there are some other tools here that you may like. The tools for success, you can ignore the part about graphing calculators because we won't be doing that. Ooh, trig activities using Wolfram Alpha. That actually looks fun for me. Some algebra review cards. That seems like it'd be cool. Additional skill and drill manual. Wow, I haven't even seen this one. What was I looking for? There should be a study plan. No. Sorry, I'm looking. We had a study plan option here. I'm just looking for it. I guess it may be disabled. Oh well. Anyway, I'll have to go looking for that. The main things I wanted to show you are the assignments tab and how you should approach these. So to reiterate, watch the videos that have my name in them, like the Stanford video. Also, make sure you click all the elements in those. In fact, let me pull up my little document for this. All right, there we go. All right, so guess some kind of tips to take away. So for the video, what would I say for the video and text assignment? Click everything. You have to click all the elements within that assignment. I would say also spend 20 minutes on this assignment. My videos alone are well over 20 minutes. But I just do ask per module you spend at least 20 minutes on this stuff. So those are the two big ones. And of course, start with the Stanford videos. So the videos with my name in them, those are the ones I made. That's what you should start with. The homework, I would say rework until you get a 100%. I would say rework the problems until you are proficient with it. So these are short assignments typically. 9 questions for a week is not a whole lot. Per section. And that one, I think that's one of the longer ones. So these are short assignments. So I would say even once you've gotten a 100, you want to continue reviewing them. Particularly these early ones where we're talking about like, what is the trig function? What is the sine of this angle? What is the cosine of 60 degrees? Any of those standard angles really keep working those until you've mastered them. And finally, in the you can save. Sorry, I thought of another one. You can save this and come back to it. And if you just want to review, if you want to make sure you're not accidentally changing your score, if you rework a problem and you don't want it to affect your score, you can do review through the gradebook, and that will just review, not change your grade. So that's it. I think I may have actually fixed my computer. Hopefully it will stay functioning long enough for me to upload this. So if you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry this has been such an ordeal getting things set up in the beginning of the class, but it looks like it's running a little smoother on my end, at least for now. So again, thank you, and I will see you next time.